as I was working with PayPal. I've been recruiting for a long time, but I found, I got like 17 roles in a very short time. And the first couple of roles, my memory can hold them, right? And then all of a sudden, I started getting a little confused. And so I want to show you how I use the free Google tool, NotebookLM. It's a amazing free tool that lets you create this learning environment, right? So let me back out. When you first sign in, this is going to be empty. You just kind of create a new notebook, right? And you upload sources. So whatever, a lot of college students use this, but this is fantastic for at any level when we're going to be working with a new topic. So, a new company, a new industry, and in this case, a new job. Here, I've got several ways. I could just upload files. I could upload, slides, websites, YouTube videos, or just paste text. So all I did is I pasted one of the job descriptions for Venmo, which is under PayPal, and once I loaded it, it takes seconds. Everything you share is up here on the left. Those are your sources. Those are your inputs, right? But then you can do some really cool things very quickly. So it creates a podcast because Google's, brains figured out that when we hear things in a podcast format, we learn them, kind of like an audiobook. So out of this job description, like this is you look at a job description, it's to me, it's like sometimes it's just two-dimensional. You don't get the whole story. But now we can see, I can play this.
Super simple, right? Just tack a button, money goes poof, done. But what's really going on behind that screen? What does it actually take to make that happen, instantly, securely for literally hundreds of millions of people all over the world? So for this deep dive, we're peeling back the curtain a bit, and our source material is, well, maybe a little unusual. It's a job description.
And
yeah,
I won't play this whole thing.
A listing for
a bug affecting one person is one thing. Fixing something impacting potentially thousands or millions of transactions simultaneously. That's a whole different ballgame. It requires different tools, different ways of...
So, what this tool does, it brings content to life. Now, you can download it, by the way. I download it, and then I add it in my landing pages as a video, right? So here, at one of the landing pages for this job, when I share it to the candidate,
is an app like Venmo or PayPal, maybe just to quickly pay back.
A nervous system of Venmo data movements is just what it sounds like. Getting all that financial data, user...
so it's like you're adding another level of, number one, marketing, but engagement. And I think this is the way recruiters are going to start sharing it. I'd like for Horton to be at that cutting edge, right? So also, this makes study guides. So I can, here you could add a mind map here. So this is a mind map for those of you that are visual, right? It just takes anything, in this case it's a job description, and really breaks it down, okay? And Google's large language model adds in other things. As you can tell, I clicked on something, and now it's almost like a real life tutorial, because maybe you didn't know what TLS/M protocols were, right? Or maybe you knew it, but you forgot. So I see every position, every company kind of having their own little notebook here, because it also creates study guides, right? It's a mind map. It just kind of creates study guides. It can do mind maps and does the audio, right? So I wanted to share that with you as an example, and I hope I have time, but I uploaded the Horton process, right? Just think if I was a new employee or a new franchisee or a new partner at Horton. Now I just uploaded the PDF, and this is what I get.
All right, let's dive right into this deep dive. We've got some really interesting source material you shared, specifically looking at excerpts from this PDF, the HGIL process 2025. And our goal here is really to unpack this overview of the Horton International process. What kind of jumps out immediately, like right at the beginning, it's this single driving force, they state. It says very clearly, we are driven by a single purpose, helping our clients achieve their business objectives. Pretty direct.
Yeah, and that clarity is so important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Define...
So, I mean, this is just an amazing free tool for recruiters, sourcers, or people that are new to the industry. This is a great way to upload information. Um, and what you're really doing is you're creating a little custom GPT. But you add some information, and let me tell you something. It really helped me as I was going through multiple roles. Before I started getting into it, before my meetings, I could always go back to this, and then just imagine as we added transcripts for meetings. These are living documents. I'm going to cover this tomorrow, but requirements are not this monolithic thing that we write in stone once. We think of them that way. You get these job requirements, but I mean, as you know, these are changing. First of all, it's just an idea of what we think we need. I think it's a strong practice, and you may do this once you hire somebody, to always do a postmortem, whether it's a successful search or not. Look to see what the end state was. Who did they hire? And then look at the requirements and look at the difference and compare the two. There's always this gap, right? So the way I envision it is this requirement. Let's go back to the actual requirement, right? So every time I would meet with the Venmo recruiter or the Venmo hiring manager, I'm going to upload those transcripts from the Zoom call or my meeting notes, and I'm going to add them and I'm going to re-update it. So you're going to have this continuously improving live requirements, because we've got two moving pieces, right? We got the talent pipeline, which we think of as a number, because we look it up in LinkedIn or in our ATS and there's a number. And I'm like, okay, that's our pipeline. And then we see the analytics and we think of it as just this stable thing, but it's not, right? I mean, a candidate, who wasn't looking yesterday may be looking today. Things change. So you got these moving requirements and a moving talent pool. So it's very important that everything gets updated real time. It's as I was going through this process, it reminded me the Venmo hiring manager could say, "Oh yeah, but we need this, or we don't need this so much." That changes the requirements, and that needs to go down the whole pipeline of Horton International people that are sourcing on it, that are doing the screens. Everything needs to change, and and no one really does that. And with these AI tools, I think it's pretty easy. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you have any questions, let me know.